Jesus, I can't do this anymore. I found someone else with more to offer.
And he has a lot more money than you.
I
give you salvation.
I have salvation. I'm salivating right now over my bank balance.
You're out, Jesus. Let's go, Benny. Onward, my faithful steed. Bonjay, you doing okay down there? Hey! Good boy, Dan. Yeah! You made a great FBI deputy director. It's the fake news. Go, Dan, go!
Giddy up, Dan. Let's make this cathedral great again. Yeah.
Okay, this is Exhibit A of my What a Pathetic Scumbag Benny Johnson series. Let's see how serious he takes safety when it comes to his nerdy, hypocritical ass. Oh, and he makes himself look like a superhero.
I want to bring in now Benny Johnson, a very dramatic Benny today, kind of shocked the country. The Attorney General of the United States steps up to the microphone and talks about threats for the assassination, for your assassination and your family. Can you tell us about it and the impact to your family, sir?
But
yes, Steve, that's exactly right. Charlie Kirk killed exactly 1 month ago today. This was something that we all watched. A good man,
this is gonna be a compilation.
Peaceful man, a loving husband, and a devoted father, a dear friend of mine, a brother to me, and we sent them the peaceful guy. That's all Charlie wanted to do was talk.
Okay, now this lowlife, he's the one who's making excuses for Trump right now about those files. Charlie was really against it. Yeah, at one point Charlie did say something like, I'm going to trust my friends in the White House. I'm going to stop talking about it. But then he never did stop talking about it. You know what I mean? Because he was coming to an awakening about a lot of things. Look at him. You're not from some 70s sitcom. Let's keep going.
And because Charlie had won the ultimate debate, they decided to kill him because that would be the only way to silence him. So what does that tell us about the modern left, Steve? That we should take their threats seriously.
Okay, really?
If we send them the peaceful guy and then they kill us, there's a lot of parables actually that Christ tells about this. They're telling us who they are. And they're telling us that with every passing week. Now, it's just in Portland and Chicago with Kristi Noem at ICE facilities. I watch those ICE facilities. Do a man get attacked with sticks, bricks, rocks, stones, explosives?
This is what I'm talking about. The right side podcast scumbag. Like, I am the right guy. Actually, I am from the right. I'm not anymore. I was at least, but my point is this. See how serious they take security when it's themselves or when they're trying to make the other side look bad? But this is the same four-eyed dweeb who's defending Trump right now, making him seem like he's a hero? Okay, let's keep going.
Slashed tires of their vehicles. I saw dozens of left-wing
better than kids getting
protesters
hurt.
Arrested. Our cars in the motorcade were spat upon. For what? For just arresting some child pederasts that are here illegally? This is what the left is fighting for? There was a giant sign outside of the ICE facility in Portland that said, we have the guillotine and we're about to use it. Well, okay, somebody showed you they are believing them. The left has become obscenely violent. We've seen that in the church shooting in Minneapolis, where little Christian children were slaughtered by left-wing extremists. We've seen that in an ICE facility that was under sniper fire.
Okay, that's Exhibit 1. I should call it A. It sounds better. We'll keep going. So hold on. In our dweeb series of hypocritical, fake religious types, here's Exhibit B. This one is right here.
Find every crime.
Two phone special, two scumbags.
Every single one down to the letter.
One dirty rock.
And then give him the maximum possible sentence for every single one. In other words, do to him exactly what the left does to us. Do to him exactly what the left did with the January 6ers. Just do that. Do exactly what the left would do. To use your example, if I, as a quote right-wing extremist, stormed a mosque under a Democrat administration, what would they do to me? Let's just ask that. What would they do?
Nobody cares about you.
Well, the answer is I'd be in prison for a very long time. They would make.
Okay, there he goes. See what I'm talking about? So they want to imprison Don Lemon, huh? Look, I told you I don't like Don Lemon, but what the hell did he do? He went in there, he asked questions. What's the big deal? I don't understand. And nobody was hurt. So you see how serious they take law and accountability when they're, God boy. He thinks if he has a beard It makes him look like that classic brawny type on the napkin thing, on the napkins. You're not. I mean, this means you think you're tough, but you're not. Anyway, regardless. It's not Dan Blazarian who looks like a badass with that beard. He looks like a nerd. Regardless. See what I'm saying? These so-called religious types. But they're all saying right now, they're not defending, Gaza. Why? Because I guess those kids aren't the same caliber as what, their kids? Good to know. And look what they want to do. They want to hang Don Lemon, basically. Okay. But then they're covering up the files. They're agreeing with the right and the Trump and all that shit of not releasing the files. Okay. That's part B of my scumbag series. Well, this one's supposed to be about Benny, and that was a nice surprise. Let's keep going. Exhibit C.
Yesterday was January 6th, the single day out of the year where Democrats pretend to care about federal law enforcement. But if you want to know what they actually think, go send federal law enforcement to any blue state or blue city to enforce the law. And you'll find that Democrats shriek, scream, demonize, and attack federal law enforcement any chance that they get. They're the true insurrectionists. They even call them Nazis. Listen to Tim Walz, disgraced governor of Minnesota, do just that.
Donald Trump's modern-day Gestapo is scooping folks up off the streets. They're in unmarked vans, wearing masks, being shipped off to foreign torture dungeons, and disappeared.
This rhetoric has consequences, and it did today in Minneapolis. Tim Walz and...
Okay, there's another exhibit. So, this rhetoric, he said, right, gets people hurt. Then they just say what they said about Don Lemon. You saw that last video. This is what I'm saying. And this video is not for people on the left or the right. It's for both, everyone. I'm just going to expose this dirty, money-hungry... He's not a man of God. He's a God of man. That's that mentality they got. They think they're God. And that's the problem. So why are they taking this serious now? Oh, safety is such a big deal. Look, if federal agents get attacked, that is wrong. Of course it is. But I think kids getting attacked are a lot worse. And where are they? Nowhere. Why? Because some orange, pasty, blotted, bloated man decide to sell the country out and they just want to go for the ride because they make good money? Money's not that important. Let's keep going.
Rioters, he say, began blocking ICE officers, and one of these violent rioters weaponized...
There you go. No, Fox News. Same thing. Taking violence and crime seriously when it benefits them.
...her vehicle, attempting to run over our law enforcement officers in an attempt to kill them. An act of domestic terrorism. An ICE officer fearing for his life, the lives of his fellow law enforcement, and the safety of the public, fired defensive...
Okay, so what did he say about it? What did he think about that? For breaking, a violent leftist in Minneapolis tried to run over an ICE agent with their vehicle. The attacker was killed. Officers injured are expected to recover fully. Democrats and the media are encouraging violence on law enforcement. It must end. Again, there we go. I'm just getting so tired of this. And the thing is, a lot of these people don't even, they'll watch this fool and they think he's real. Let's keep going. What are we on? Exhibit D of the disgusting, shameful nerd, BJ, you know what I mean? B Johnson. Okay. There's another thing. Hypocrite. Nicolas Maduro sent violent Venezuelan killers into the U.S. to terrorize our people. A Venezuelan illegal murdered Lake and Raleigh with the help of Democrats who opened the border and kept letting the killer out of jail. Today, the Trump administration delivered justice for Lauren Riley. Again, this shit gets old. I mean, yeah, that was awful. Don't get me wrong, but idiot. I mean, you do know what they're doing, what those files are showing right now. That was like a Tuesday for them. And they milk this one too all the time. Since before the last year during campaigning, they milked, or year before, I guess, technically, but they milked this woman's death. And they just got a whole thing, trough of files saying that people might have been dissolved by a guy he just was interviewed recently by. But we do know they were hurt. This whole beef jerky, fine. Let's say you don't want to, he pretends to not think that's true. There's so much stuff in there. And look at him, God boy. That's why I say God boy. Wait, where's God now? Well, he's on vacation. Every time something happens that doesn't benefit him and his bank or his, Trump, his horny lover. I guess that's how it works, right? Let's keep going. Exhibit, what, E now? This goes on forever, but let's see what he says now. Joe Biden, huh?
There were 18,000 people on the, there were 18,000 people on the known terrorist watch list let into this country under Joe Biden is suicidal.
Yeah, you see how stupid that dumb looking. That's what bothered me. That right there. Oh God, this is horrible. Again, what Trump's doing now is way worse than Joe Biden ever did. Because it's not just the punishment that those people are not receiving that they should. This is setting up, this is leaving the way things were to continue because no one got in trouble. And you really think, everyone says when you leave prison, most people they re-offend. So why here are we supposed to think these criminals are not going to? Again, look at that stupid dork in the face. Oh, Jesus Christ. I guarantee when he does a prayer and he talks to his audience, he looks at his bank account growing and his super chest like, yeah, God's great. Come on. I care about people. Okay, let's hear this.
Thanks for having me on, man. I've only been in Congress for 3 years, but I will tell you that this last week in Homeland Security, when Director Kent from the Center of, Counterterrorism here in the United States came to testify before us, he brought up that statistic and it made me sick to my
baby, tummy hurt.
I wanted to, ask him some more questions about this. And Benny, the thing that he said to me that, compounded the shock factor was he said, and those are just the ones that we know of.
People think they wear glasses. That makes them look smart.
And I want to remind you and your audience, it took 19 operators to pull off 9/11, who I will remind you shared the same ideology as these 18,000. I asked Joe Kent to unpack that number for myself and other members of the Homeland Security Committee, because I was expecting Benny, he might say, well, he said, in most right now, Americans are going to die. A lot of them.
There we go.
And Benny, I'm going to.
And again, Benny goes on, just making such a big deal about it, right? But I guess the kids that he has at home, maybe he thinks they're better than your children that don't have money for security and stuff. I guess maybe he has right not to care, right? All right, I'll stop, but this goes on all day and night. Now, this one should piss you off out of all the videos so far. This one. He's talking about people not being held accountable.
Categories of crime, and it was an attempt to make crime look lower than it was. And the investigation that we conducted over a period of several months, based upon the report of the deflation of numbers, was very thorough and filed from being looked at. Every case is being reviewed by. To me is that the U.S. attorney before me in the Biden administration did not go forward with more than 65% of the arrests.
Okay, follow that.
That means that even if
look at Benny says insane. Junior Imperial exposes the D.C. U.S. attorney under Biden ignored over 65% of cases to the lower crime stats. Okay, so now he's mad. Baby he's mad. He's mad that there was people that are getting away with not being punished. And if they were punished, that would have stopped future harm, right? Guys, listen, I was a Benny fan. I always used to watch him, not even a year ago, all the time, every day while I worked. Then I saw what happened. You understand why I'm doing this? I'm just tired of this. I'm tired of this shit. Because it's not his damn kids or somehow I don't think it's just all about God. He's not God. He's not a God. If you do like God, you don't defend the deaths and those kids in Gaza. You don't defend the man who does that. You don't defend the man that's threatening other people. You don't defend the man that's hiding the most horrific. I mean, and then to see these people come out and act all high and mighty, like they're better than the left, like especially Mrs. Bongino, Dan Bongino. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, he ragged on people on Biden and for the foils and this and that, but he's 10 times worse because we know for sure he saw him and he covered it up. Whereas maybe Joe Biden didn't see him. Maybe he didn't realize it was that bad. We know the people on the right, Trump and all of them, they knew it was that bad. They saw it. And I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep exposing these scumbags. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. People got to stop looking at people like him under the vernacular of God. You have to trust him because he loves God, right? No, I'm pretty sure God would not allow him entry into heaven. Like those clowns I told you from Apollo, they come out and they sweep you off the stage when you're not funny. I think that's Jesus going to do that with him. But the broom, just maybe a mop. Cause he is slimy. All right. I want to keep doing these. I'm going to go by every single right winger who everyone. I don't care if it's 100 man. I watch all of it. Shit. They want to attack people's character. Well, they're gonna get their attack. All right, guys. Come back tomorrow.